Productivity is the product that comes from the activity in which you engage in. But what most people forget is that productivity must first begin in the mind. In this video, we're going to talk about 4 mindsets that you need to shift to become productive. As a man thinks in his heart, so he is. That's what the Bible says. This tells me that my mindset is an incredible asset or liability to my success. Imagine this. You put a seed in the ground and you're expecting growth. You'll know that it's not going to grow straight away. It's going to take a couple of weeks, a couple of months, depending on what it is that you've planted. But something is still happening. There's inner work underneath the soil still being done. So the seed is going to be dying and opening up, and the roots are going to start growing and taking place and anchoring itself in the soil. That is exactly what working on our mindset is like. We're doing the inner work to make sure that we can then bear fruit in future. That inner work will help us to secure the fruit in the future. So today we're going to talk about 4 mindset shifts that you need to be able to bear fruit. Sorry to interrupt your video, but can I ask you a very quick favor? Could you give us a like if you're enjoying this video so far, and comment, interact with us. Let us know that you're enjoying it. Let us know your thoughts. And finally, hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss a thing. All these things really help our engagement on this channel, help us to grow, help us to reach other people just like you, and helps us to make the impact that we intended. I'll let you get back to it. The first mindset shift that you need to make is possibility. Opening your mind up to possibilities. You will only achieve a thing if you actually believe that you can achieve it. Many of us suffer from self-limiting beliefs. We tend to put limits on ourselves. We restrict ourselves. We say things like, we're not confident, we can't do that. We're not old enough, we can't do that. We're not young enough, we can't do that. Oh, I don't have the equipment, I can't do that. But actually, those self-limiting beliefs mean that you can't open your mind up to the possibility that this thing is possible. And I always like to think of the things that we see today that we benefit from, that we really enjoy, that improves our life experiences, were once not possible. So for example, we go on holiday, we get on an aeroplane. Did you know that people would have once thought that that's not possible? Imagine if the person who created the airplane decided that it's not possible, humans can never fly, we can never go to another country. Like, we would not have the experience that we have today of being able to travel. And so it's really, really important that we begin to open our minds up to possibilities, that we take the intangible and we really think about it and visualize it, and we're able to agree with that within ourselves that this is possible. And only then can you bring it to fruition. Only then can it then become a tangible thing that we can benefit from. I'm reminded of the growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. The growth mindset is the thought that you can learn anything, that you can improve your skills, you can improve your intelligence, whereas the fixed mindset says that what I'm born with is what I have. So if I'm smart, I'm smart. If I'm dumb, I'm dumb. If I'm a morning person, I'm a morning person. If I am confident, I'm confident. If I'm shy, I'm shy. But actually, studies show that the most successful people have the growth mindset. They're willing to learn. They open their minds up to the possibility of achieving a thing. When you switch your mindset to one of possibility, your mind automatically starts to think of, how can I make this thing possible? Instead of filling your mind with excuses of why it's not possible. The Bible itself says that with man, this is not possible, but with God, all things are possible. So as Christians, we should not be having a mindset of this is not possible. We should always be tapping in to God and saying, do you know what? With God, this is possible. I can do this. I can become this. I can achieve this. Don't limit yourself, guys. It is possible. The second mindset shift that we need is responsibility. We need to have a mindset of taking responsibility for our actions, our inactions. I often see this quote on Twitter where it says, no one is coming to save you, work harder. And I subscribe to that because I just feel like your friends can only take you so far. Like, yes, you can have the help of your community, the help of your friends, the help of your family, the help of God, but still, we still have a personal responsibility to actually do something, to actually, push that barrier and go to where people cannot take us. So yes, we can rely on the help of people, but actually you still have a responsibility to get up and make a change. I always say to one of my friends that, you're not a tree, you can get up, you can move, you can change your situation. Even the things that are outside of our control, responsibility, the word responsibility breaks down into your ability to respond. So when something happens to you that's outside of your control, you still have a responsibility to then respond. Am I going to shrink and shy away from life, or am I going to rise up and take responsibility and show up anyway? Even God himself gives us responsibility. Did you know that prayer is a vehicle in which he gives us responsibility? It's a vehicle in which we can take responsibility for our lives. God put us on this earth and he gave us dominion. Prayer gives God permission to intervene and to help us and to give us guidance and things like that. But God will only do those things if we open our mouths and we pray. I listen to a woman who always says that a shut mouth is a shut destiny. We have to take responsibility. We have to open our mouths and pray the reality of the kingdom down to here on earth. The third mindset shift is adaptability. I really believe that we have to be adaptable to the changes that happen in our lives. There's one thing that's constant in life, and it is change. Every time that I have gone backwards on a particular achievement and I sit back and I reflect, why did that happen? Why did I achieve a thing and then completely backtrack on it? It's because I didn't adapt to change. Change will come into our life and it will throw us off. Maybe that's like internal changes, external changes, societal changes, environmental changes. There's so many things that happen and change. But we still have to rise up and again take responsibility and adapt to that change. Many businesses that have failed, like big businesses that have failed in the past 20 years, the reason that they failed tends to be because they couldn't adapt to this new digital age that we're in now. Imagine failing on your goals, failing on your life purpose just because you were too rigid, too inflexible to adapt. And when I say adapt, I don't mean change you or change who you are, change what you're called for. I just mean make it work for you. So maybe you work in a company that's really fast paced and you're not that kind of a worker. You like things to be slow paced. But if you continue working slow paced, you may get the sack, which completely throws you off your goals. So what I would do, for example, is maybe come in an hour earlier, where there's an hour that you're in the office where no one else that's, that fast-paced environment is not there anymore. And you can really focus and get what you need to get done out of the way before the environment becomes fast-paced again. Make things work for you. Be creative. Think outside of the box. Ask God for an idea that will help you adapt to your new change. In 1 Corinthians 9, verse 19 to 23, we have Apostle Paul talking to the church in Corinth. And one of the things that he says is, "To the weak, I became weak to win the weak. I have become all things to all people so that by all possible means, I might save some. I do this for the sake of the gospel." Apostle Paul is not saying that he is weak, but he becomes weak so that he can identify with the weak and win the weak. His goal is to win the weak, and so he became that thing in order to do it. We have to become all things to all people. That doesn't mean you change who you are, but just be adaptable in the way you relate to people so that you can achieve your goals. The last mindset shift that I'm going to talk about in this video is accountability. We need to change our mindset around accountability. Now, some people are comfortable with it, but I'm talking now to the people who are not comfortable with it. First of all, accountability is you have to justify or explain your action or inaction. So for example, if I say to someone, I am going to work out 5 times a week, and at the end of the week, that person says to me, "Did you work out 5 times a week?" Me answering them and explaining that yes, I did or no, I didn't, is me being accountable. And sometimes we feel really uncomfortable with this because if we haven't done that thing, we then have to face up to the fact that we failed. And then we then have to face up to the fact that, why did I fail? What is it? Why didn't I do that thing? And it can bring a lot of shame and embarrassment and all those types of things. But actually, doing it will increase your chances of succeeding at a particular goal. Even if it means you squeeze it all in at the last moment, at least you've done it. It's better done than not done at all. And so I would encourage you to use your friends, use your mentors, use people around you to actually become accountable. If you're someone who feels like you really struggle to get things done because of lack of accountability in your life, then feel free to click the link in the bio. I have an accountability group where there's a group of women who are like-minded, we're all ambitious, and we keep each other accountable. We discuss things, we encourage each other, we inspire each other, and most of all, we make sure that we get things done. We do what we said we would do. And when you have a group of people that you're coming together with at the end of the week, to check on you, trust me, you will get that thing done. So you are very welcome to join. I would love to have you. And those are the 4 mindset shifts. That rounds up today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching.